English learners. Welcome back to EnglishPod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we have a very special lesson because we're going to be focusing a little bit more on grammar.
That's right. We're going to look today at the difference between past simple and past progressive, or sometimes called past continuous.
Exactly. So we are going to take a look at these two structures, which are a little bit confusing at times, and we're going to be practicing today. But before we get started, why don't we take a look at vocabulary preview?
Vocabulary preview.
Well, this dialogue is all about telling a story in the past, and we're going to hear two words in the dialogue that we need to understand the meaning of. So, the first one, ages.
Ages.
I haven't seen you in ages.
Okay, so if I tell you I haven't seen you in ages...
Basically, you haven't seen me in a really long time.
Okay, so it's a way of exaggerating a little bit.
Yes. And this word ages we can use in many different ways, like, I've been studying English for ages.
Or, for example, I can say, I haven't been to the dentist in ages.
Oh, well, guess you better go, huh?
Right, so ages, a very long time.
Yes. Now, another phrase, to run into somebody.
So, to run into somebody.
I ran into Matt.
Okay, so if you ran into Matt the other day...
You met him unexpectedly.
Okay, so you didn't plan to meet, you didn't have a date.
Right.
You just casually on the street met.
Exactly.
Okay, so I ran into your friend the other day.
Okay, so two good words. We're going to hear both of these in the dialogue. So why don't we get started with dialogue first time?
Mike, what's going on, man? Long time no see.
Hey, Pat. Yeah, I haven't seen you in ages. How's it going?
Things are going great. It's funny running into you like this. Small world, huh? You know, just last week I ran into Matt as well.
Yeah? How's he doing?
He's doing well. We went out for a couple of beers and the funniest thing happened.
Oh, yeah?
Well, we were talking and catching up on what we've been doing. Talking about work and family, when all of a sudden, Matt saw a mouse run under the chair and he completely lost it. He started freaking out and screaming.
Really?
Yeah, and the funniest thing was, then he jumped onto his chair and started shrieking like a girl. You should have been there. Everyone was staring and laughing. It was hilarious.
All right, very good. So a funny story, and as we saw, a lot of stuff in the past, right?
That's right, and we're going to look at that in a moment, but first, we've got lots of exciting language to describe when somebody gets really emotional.
Okay, so why don't we start now with language takeaway?
Language takeaway.
We have four words here. Now, in the dialogue, the guy in the story lost it.
So he saw a mouse and he completely lost it.
To lose it.
Okay, so when you lose it. What are you losing?
You're losing control of yourself and your emotion.
Okay, so you lose your temper maybe.
Yep.
So when I lose it, do I just get angry?
Angry or upset or even sad. But it's usually a negative feeling.
Okay, so it's not a good thing to lose it.
No. So, for example, when I showed my boss the sales figures, he completely lost it.
Okay, very good. So that's what lose it means. And now our second word is very similar but has a little bit of a difference.
That's right. He started freaking out.
Okay, so to freak out.
To freak out.
Now, freak out is very similar to lose it, right?
Yeah, but why don't we hear an example now of somebody freaking out?
It's just, no, okay? Forget it, all right? Just forget it. I don't even want to, I just want to forget it. I just want to forget it. I don't know. Okay, calm down. Woo! Calm down. I gotta calm down. I'm so happy. I can't even express it. I'm like, have I even finished one sentence? I'm like, woo! Give me a high five, baby.
All right, so we heard this person freaking out, and basically it could be losing control or losing your temper, but also in a positive way.
Right. So maybe you're really excited about something that's going to happen, so you're freaking out.
Okay, maybe you're very nervous or you're very excited. All right, and now moving on to our third word, stare.
To stare.
People started to stare.
Staring.
Okay, now when you stare at someone or at something.
You look at and focus at something for a really long time.
Okay, so you are looking at it,
Yeah.
focusing on it.
Yeah, longer than usual.
All right, maybe when we were small, our parents taught us that it's not nice to stare at
Yeah.
other people.
Exactly.
All right, so to stare.
And our final word, when Matt saw the mouse, he started shrieking.
All right, so to shriek.
Shriek.
Shriek. Very similar to that movie Shrek.
Oh, yeah, it sounds quite similar.
All right, but it's different. What does shriek mean?
Well, why don't we listen to an example?
Oh my god! Holy chingada!
Okay, so I think shrieking is to shout in a very high-pitched voice.
Exactly, that's to shriek. Okay, so we saw 4 really great words in language takeaway, and why don't we listen now to the dialogue for a second time, a little bit slower, and then we'll come back and look at the differences between simple past and past progressive.
Mike, what's going on, man? Long time no see.
Hey, Pat. Yeah, I haven't seen you in ages. How's it going?
Things are going great. It's funny running into you like this. Small world, eh? You know, just last week I ran into Matt as well.
Yeah? How's he doing?
He's doing well. We went out for a couple of beers and the funniest thing happened.
Oh, yeah?
Well, we were talking and catching up on what we've been doing, talking about work and family, when all of a sudden, Matt saw a mouse run under his chair and he completely lost it. He started freaking out and screaming.
Really?
Yeah, and the funniest thing was, then he jumped on his chair and started shrieking like a girl. You should have been there. Everyone was staring and laughing. It was hilarious.
Okay, so there was a lot of different uses of past tense here in this dialogue, wasn't there?
Yeah, since he was telling a story that happened, he used the past a lot.
Well, let's now, as promised, look at past simple and past progressive in Grammar Breakdown.
Grammar breakdown.
Okay, Marco, before we start our discussion, why don't we hear one example of past simple and one example of past progressive?
You know, just last week I ran into Matt as well. Well, we were talking and catching up on what we've been doing.
Okay, so we heard that just last week I ran into Matt. So we discussed what run into means.
Yep, to meet someone by surprise.
All right. And now this structure is the simple past, right?
Yep.
Now the second example that we heard was we were talking and catching up.
Okay, so let's look at the difference in meaning here. I ran into Matt. Happened in the past, right?
Right? Simple past.
But one moment in the past.
So the action finished, concluded.
Started and finished all around the same time. So it's one simple moment.
Okay. Now the other example is in the past progressive. So the action was happening for a longer period of time.
Yeah. Okay. So let's attach some times to this. Maybe you ran into Matt at 8:04. Okay? And so the action started at 8:04. But you were talking and catching up from 8:05 until 9:05.
Okay, so you were talking for an hour.
Right. So it's the past progressive you use when the action is happening for a longer period of time.
Okay, so to better understand this, let's have another example.
Matt saw a mouse run under his chair and he completely lost it. Everyone was staring and laughing.
So as we heard in the example, he saw a mouse run under his chair.
So a quick action that started and finished quickly.
Okay, he saw the mouse and it ran under the chair.
Yep.
Now, the second example we heard was everyone was staring and laughing.
So maybe this happened over 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay, so people were looking at him and laughing and talking about how he was screaming like a girl.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the main difference between the simple past and the past progressive. The amount of time that the action happened.
Yep. All right, well, now that we understand a little bit more about the past tense, why don't we hear it again in context by listening to the dialogue for a third time?
Mike, what's going on, man? Long time no see.
Hey, Pat. Yeah, I haven't seen you in ages. How's it going?
Things are going great. It's funny running into you like this. Small world, huh? You know, just last week I ran into Matt as well.
Yeah? How's he doing?
He's doing well. We went out for a couple of beers and the funniest thing happened.
Oh, yeah?
Well, we were talking and catching up on what we've been doing. Talking about work and family, when all of a sudden, Matt saw a mouse run under the chair and he completely lost it. He started freaking out and screaming.
Really?
Yeah, and the funniest thing was, then he jumped onto his chair and started shrieking like a girl. You should have been there. Everyone was staring and laughing. It was hilarious.
Okay, perfect. So now that we understand the words and the grammar behind it, there are some interesting phrases here that you can use casually with your friends.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of great sort of meeting and greeting and saying hello language.
So for example, when they met up, since they were old friends, he said, "Hey, Pat."
Hey.
Okay, so this word "hey,"
It's kind of like hi.
it's hi, right?
Yep.
Normally you would use it to get somebody's attention, right? Like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'm over here." or
Hey,
something.
waiter.
Okay.
Yeah.
But in this case, like, "Hey, how's it going?" or "Hi."
Yeah, so it's a really friendly and informal way of saying hi.
Okay. And then he asked, "How's it going?"
How's it going?
So again, this is a way of saying, "How are you?"
Yeah, Marco, what's the correct answer to this greeting?
Well, for example, he said things are going great, right? You can say, "Yeah, things are great," or "I'm doing well,"
Yeah.
or
Even great, you know?
Great, yeah.
So how's it going?
"Oh, it's great,"
Yeah.
right? Now, another one that we didn't see in the dialogue, but it's very popular, is when somebody asks, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah, what's up? So again, what is the right way to answer this question?
All right. So when somebody says, "What's up?" you can say, "Well, not much." Or if maybe you have news or something that you want to share, you would say, "Well, I just got back from the doctor's office."
Yep.
Right? But you wouldn't say "fine, thank you," or you wouldn't say "very good," or any of these other common answers to "what's up."
That's
it can
right.
be a little bit tricky.
Yeah, so the rule is the normal thing to say when someone says, "Hey, what's up?" is nothing much.
Not much.
Yep.
All right. So interesting ways of greeting casually with people, right? You wouldn't use this with your boss maybe, or in an office setting.
Yeah, more useful with your friends.
Okay. So if you have any other questions or have any other informal greetings that you would like to share with us, come to EnglishPod.com.
Yeah, Marco and I are always around to answer your questions, and we look forward to hearing from you. So until next time,
Bye.
bye.
Hello, English learners. Welcome back to EnglishPod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we are going back in time again. And this time we're going to be in the 1960s.
That's right. We're going to learn some phrases and some slang that were really popular back in 1964.
Exactly. And most of these phrases and words we still use today. So it's very interesting and very good to know.
That's right. I'm looking forward to this trip back in time. So why don't we get started with the dialogue?
Hey man, I really like your pad. Those lava lamps are far out. Thanks for letting me crash here tonight.
It's no problem, brother. I wanted a pad where people could come, listen to music, and just hang loose. You dig what I'm saying?
I dig it, man. We should throw a bash here and make it really happening scene.
Yeah, man, that would be groovy. Hey, I got a split for a while. Are you okay here by yourself?
Don't worry about me, brother. You go take care of your business.
All right, peace out.
All All right, so great dialogue, very popular in the 60s, the music, the mood, and the words, right?
That's right.
So why don't we get down to business and look at the vocabulary that we saw in this dialogue in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
Well, the dialogue opened and we heard this guy say, "Hey man, I really like your pad."
I really like your pad.
Pad.
Okay, so pad, a very informal way of saying
Your apartment.
your apartment, right? And now you can still use it today.
Yeah, that's right. We often hear the expression bachelor pad.
Okay, a bachelor pad.
So that's an apartment where a single man lives.
Okay, so a bachelor pad. Usually it's very nicely decorated and really a nice apartment, right?
Or maybe it has empty pizza boxes all over the floor, Marco.
Also a bachelor pad.
Yeah.
But so that's what pad means, an apartment.
Yep.
They were talking about the apartment and he said the lava lamps are far out.
Far out.
Okay, it's far out.
So that's really cool or amazing.
Right. And now lava lamps, those are those strange cone-looking lamps, right?
Kind of a light with like some liquid moving inside.
Moving
it.
inside. Very
Yeah.
popular in the 60s.
Yeah, we'll
So-
post some pictures of that.
Yeah. And the lamps are far out. So now you can use that with other things, right? Like you are really far out.
Yeah, or this music is really far out.
Okay.
It kind of gives you the feeling like it's sort of spacey.
Spacey.
Yeah.
All right. So the pad is really far out. The lava lamps are great. And he was saying, thanks for letting me crash here tonight.
To crash.
So to crash at someone's place.
Right. So we're not talking about like a car crash here.
No.
But so when you crash somewhere, what do you do?
Well, you are staying there, then you're going to stay there
So you're
as
gonna,
a guest.
Yeah, so like sleep, right?
Uh-huh.
Yep. And for free.
For free, yes.
Yes.
So if, for example, you're going to New York and you're going to visit a friend, you might crash at your friend's house.
That's right. So interesting word, and it is quite commonly used now. So why don't we hear some examples of how we can use it?
Example 1.
Hey man, can I crash at your place tonight?
Example 2.
I lost my keys, so I'm crashing at my girlfriend's house.
Example 3.
No, you've been sleeping on my couch for a month. You're not going to crash here tonight.
All right, perfect. So to crash, right? It's still commonly used today.
Yep.
Now for the fourth word, groovy.
Groovy.
That would be groovy.
So again, this means like great or cool or really nice.
Yeah, I think this is one of the main words of the 1960s. Something
Yep.
was groovy.
Yes, I agree. So it kind of gives you the sense that it's sort of really cool, but in a relaxed way.
Yeah, it's groovy. This music is really groovy.
That's right.
And finally, his friend, he said, hey, I got to split for a while.
To split,
Okay, so if I say I have to split,
you have to leave.
I have to leave.
Yep.
Very colloquial, and it means I have to leave for a little bit.
Yep.
Split for a while.
That's right. You may not have heard this one before, so why don't we hear some examples to help you understand how it's used?
Example 1.
Hurry up! We've got to split before the police get here!
Example 2.
This party is boring. Let's split.
Example 3.
I have to wake up early tomorrow, so we're going to split.
Okay, very good. So split. Now, also, I think you can use it for relationships, right? Me and him, me and
yeah.
her, me and her split up.
That's right. So you ended your relationship.
Yeah, split. Okay, so we saw 5 really common phrases from the 1960s. Let's listen to the dialogue again a little bit slower, and then we'll come back and look at some phrases from the 60s.
Hey man, I really like your pad. Those lava lamps are far out. Thanks for letting me crash here tonight.
It's no problem, brother. I wanted a pad where people could come, listen to music, and just hang loose. You dig what I'm saying?
I dig it, man. We could throw a bash here and make it a really happening scene.
Yeah, man, that would be groovy. Hey, I got a split for a while. Are you okay here by yourself?
Don't worry about me, brother. You go take care of your business.
All right. Peace out.
All right, well, I want to get started at looking at these 1960s slang phrases. So let's go now with putting it together.
Putting it together.
All right, I'm putting it together today. Let's start with the first part. He talked about, you dig what I'm saying.
I dig it, man.
You dig what I'm saying?
To dig it.
All right. So we know the verb dig, which means to make a hole, right?
Yeah.
But now he's talking about understand.
Yeah, basically, you dig what I'm saying. Do you understand what I'm saying?
And when he says, I dig it, he says, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there's also another meaning to this, right? Apart from understand.
Yeah, it can also mean I like it.
Okay, so I really dig this type of music.
Or I really dig this restaurant.
Okay, so it's kind of, I like it. All right. Now, moving on. He said, we could throw a bash here.
All right, throw a bash.
To throw a bash.
So first of all, what is a bash?
A bash is a party.
A really great party.
An amazing party.
Now, I want to look at this verb to throw something. So
Okay.
we know that you throw a ball, right?
Right.
But how can you throw a party?
Well, it's basically saying you organize or you host a party.
Okay, and how can you use this phrase?
Okay, so I can say, last week I threw a birthday party in my house.
Okay, or let's throw a bash to celebrate your engagement.
Okay, or next week I'm going to throw a dinner party at my house.
Okay, so to throw a party. And it's usually used for parties, right?
Right, you wouldn't throw a
meeting.
All right,
No.
exactly.
No.
Okay. So now we heard them use the word man a lot, right? Hey,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, that's right. Now, this is so common, even in modern English, that I think we need some examples.
Example 1.
Hey man, watch where you're going.
Example 2.
Yeah, man, that's a great idea.
Example 3.
Man, that was awesome.
So man is one of those words that you just use at the end of your sentences.
Or the beginning.
Or the beginning.
Anywhere.
And so you say, hey, man, or yeah, man.
Yeah. But what about, do you have to be a man to use it? Or do you have to be talking to a man to use it?
No, not really. Men and women use the word man.
Yep.
And you can call a girl like, hey, man, how are you?
Yeah, but that sort of means that she's a really, really good friend, like the same level of friend as your guy friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Very good. And now for the last phrase, I'm putting it together. He said, you go take care of business.
To take care of business.
Okay, so I have to take care of business.
So we're not really talking about business and work here, are we?
No. So basically what we're saying is go handle your affairs.
So do the things you have to do.
Okay. So, or solve your problem. So if I say, I have to go to City Hall today and take care of some business,
So you're maybe going to do something like...
pay my taxes or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, so to take care of business.
Okay, so we heard some great phrases. We saw these words. Let's listen to the dialogue for the last time, and then we'll come back and talk about this great decade.
Hey man, I really like your pad. Those lava lamps are far out. Thanks for letting me crash here tonight.
It's no problem, brother. I wanted a pad where people could come, listen to music, and just hang loose. You dig what I'm saying?
I dig it, man. We should throw a bash here and make it really happening scene.
Yeah, man, that would be groovy. Hey, I got a split for a while. Are you okay here by yourself?
Don't worry about me, brother. You go take care of your business.
All right, peace out.
All right, so 1960s, very famous among rock music. the peace
Yeah.
and conflicts and all this stuff.
Yeah, that's right. And I guess in English or Anglo pop culture, we look back at this decade very fondly.
Yeah, and also we really relate it to the hippie movement, right?
Yeah, yeah.
People with long hair and baggy clothes
Yeah.
and, living in their cars, going from concert to concert.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of music, I think if we think 1960s, at least in Anglo world, in the Anglo world, we think of the best music. Like, I think this is the golden age of music in English-speaking countries.
Yes, it was a very good era. And, well, what do you guys think? Do you think the 60s was the best decade, or maybe you are more fond of the 70s, the
Yeah.
disco era?
Or even the 90s. There's some pretty good music in 1994.
Exactly. So come to our website and let us know what you think, and also if you have any questions or comments.
Marco and I are always around to answer your questions, so thanks for downloading, and until next time,
Goodbye.
Bye.
Hello, English learners. Welcome back to EnglishPod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we are going to be talking about the weather.
That's right. And you know, Marco, this is a really, really useful and important topic in English, isn't it?
Exactly, because if you ever travel abroad, you always want to know about the weather, right?
That's right. And English people, all they ever do is talk about the weather.
Well, it's an important topic. You want to know what clothes to wear, or if you should take an umbrella.
Or even when you're making small talk with people.
Exactly. So we are going to be taking a look at the weather in the United States. But before we get started with the dialogue, let's take a look at vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
Okay, so we have two words we're going to hear in the dialogue. Now, the first one is forecast.
Forecast.
Weather forecast.
So this is what we listen to or what we see on the television, the weather forecast.
Right, it's like the prediction of the weather.
Okay, so forecast, can I only use it in the weather?
No, of course you can use it in many other different situations, like in business, for example, forecast sales.
Okay, so the prediction of sales. Very good. And we have one more word on vocabulary preview, a shower.
A shower.
Shower.
Shower. So when it rains for a short time and it's not too heavy, that's a shower.
Okay, very good. So it's very similar to a shower at home.
Right, it
Like
doesn't-
a little bit of water.
And it doesn't last too long.
Okay,
Yep.
very good. So why don't we listen to our dialogue now? We are going to be listening to the weatherman as he describes the weather in Utah.
And now, let's go to Kenny Williams for today's weather forecast.
Thank you, Bill, and good morning, Salt Lake City.
What's the weather looking like today, Kenny?
Well, it's a bit of a mixed bag in Utah today. We've got heavy cloud cover here in northern Utah, and we're calling for scattered showers throughout the day, with a daytime high of 45 degrees. Now, if we move down to the south of the state, we can see that a cold front is moving in. We can expect clear skies, but it will be quite cold, with temperatures hovering around the 30-degree mark.
It's a chilly day, folks, so don't forget your coats. What about tomorrow, Kenny? Do you have good news for us?
Well, it'll be a rainy day for northern Utah. We can expect some isolated downpours in the morning. Winds will be coming in from the northeast, with gusts reaching 23 miles per hour. Salt Lake City can expect the rain to turn to sleet in the evening. Things are looking a bit better for the south. We'll see cloudy skies with a chance of showers. Later in the day, we can expect partly cloudy skies with a forecast high of 38 degrees.
You heard it, folks. It's going to be a cold one.
That's right, Bill. We'll have more later on today on the 6 o'clock news. That's the weather forecast for this morning.
All right, so we listened to the weather forecast, and it doesn't seem like nice weather in Utah, huh?
No, it certainly doesn't. I don't think that I would really like to live there.
Well, maybe it's winter or something like that.
Well, I guess, yeah, maybe it's good for skiing.
Okay, so now I think it's time for us to take a look at some of those maybe difficult words that we may have listened to in this dialogue in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
All right, here we're going to look at some words and phrases that you can use to describe the weather. Now, the first one, we heard in the weather forecast that they were calling for scattered showers.
Scattered showers.
Scatter.
Scattered. If something is scattered.
It's sort of like it's a little bit of that thing everywhere.
Okay. So, and we already talked about what showers were.
Right. So showers, a small amount of rain.
Okay, very good. To better understand when something is scattered, imagine that we are in a playground and the children are playing in the playground.
Okay.
So the children are scattered everywhere. Some of them are playing on the swing, some of them are playing on the grass or in the sandbox. So a little bit of children in every different spot.
So if we think that the city is a playground, maybe in one part of the city there's a little bit of rain, but not in the other part.
Exactly.
That's a scattered shower.
Very good. Moving on to our second word, we have hovering.
Hovering.
Temperatures hovering around the 30-degree mark.
The temperature is hovering around.
Okay, so when I say the temperatures are hovering,
You mean it's approximately?
okay, so they can move up and down. So maybe it'll be a little bit warmer than 30 degrees or a little bit colder.
Yes. So if you think of hovering as floating.
Okay, very good. So why don't we listen to some more examples of how we could use hovering in different situations?
Example 1.
Unemployment rates are hovering around the 10% mark despite the government's attempts to stimulate the economy.
Example 2. The waiters kept hovering around us all night. It was really annoying. Example 3.
The company's margin this year is hovering around the 40% mark.
Okay, so pretty clear. Hovering is sort of floating around one area.
Very good. Now let's move on to the next part. We saw that we're going to have isolated downpours.
Isolated downpours.
Isolated downpours.
Okay, let's break this one down. Let's start with downpour.
A downpour is when you have a lot of rain, very strong rain.
That's right. For maybe a short amount of time, it's really raining heavily.
Right. So that's what a downpour is. And if we take a look at the first word, isolated.
So in one small area.
Okay, confined it to a specific area.
That's right.
Okay, so we have an isolated downpour. It'll be raining in one specific area.
And you hear this a lot with weather language. You hear isolated showers, isolated snowstorms.
Exactly, so it'll be in a specific area only.
All right, so along with these showers and rain, we also talked about wind, and we heard that we will have gusts reaching 23 miles per hour.
So we're going to have gusts reaching 23 miles per hour.
Gusts of wind.
Okay, so can you explain to our listeners what gusts are?
Okay, so a gust is a sudden increase in the amount of wind.
Okay, so maybe we'll have normal wind and all of a sudden it will get really windy.
That's right, for a short amount of time.
Okay, that's a gust.
G-U-S-T, gust.
Gust of wind. And for our final word on language takeaway today, we're going to have sleet.
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 All right, sleet is a terrible kind of weather. It's sort of a mixture between snow and rain.
So sleet is kind of this strange mix between ice and rain and snow. So just imagine, it's not completely ice, so it's not solid, but it's not water, right? It's not rain.
It's not snow either.
No, it's in the middle.
Okay.
All right, so sleet.
But what you really need to know is that it's terrible.
All right, so that's all the words we have today for language takeaway. Let's move on now to Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
All right, in Fluency Builder today, we're going to look at 3 phrases that are really common when you're talking about the weather. Now, we heard in the dialogue that there was a cold front moving in.
A cold front moving in.
A cold front is moving in.
Okay, so a cold front.
Imagine a wall of cold air. And it comes towards a place and then it changes the pressure in the atmosphere.
Okay, so a very sudden amount of cold air that comes into a place.
Right.
So we say a cold front is moving in.
So we always think of these cold fronts or warm fronts as moving. So you can either say they're moving in or you can say a cold front is coming in.
Okay, very good. And okay, we have a cold front that's moving in, and we're going to have winds that will be coming in from the northeast.
Okay, winds coming in from.
Okay, winds coming in from. So when I say it's coming in from...
You're talking about its origin, where it starts.
Okay, so if I change the noun and I don't say winds anymore, but maybe I'll say my friends. My friends are coming in from
Chicago.
So
Yep.
they are arriving from Chicago.
Exactly.
What else can I say?
Or you can also say the kids are coming in from outside.
Okay, so where they were before. Very good. So coming in from, you can change the noun a little bit and you can form these new sentences.
Great. Now, our final phrase. We heard the announcer say it's going to be a cold one.
It's gonna be a cold one.
It's going to be a cold one.
So I have this phrase, it's gonna be a cold one. What do I mean by a cold one?
Okay, so the one represents the event, so the day.
Okay,
right?
so it's gonna be a cold day.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, we can obviously change the adjective, right? So it's going to be a hot one, it's going to be a long one, it's going to be a long day.
All right.
But the one can mean anything.
Okay, so it can be a day, it can be an event.
A meeting,
Okay.
a project. So, for example, if we're going to a meeting, I might say, hey, Marco, this is going to be a hard one.
Okay, so the one represents the meeting.
That's right.
This is going to be a hard meeting. All right, I think this is a very good phrase and it's very commonly used. So why don't we listen to some more examples of how we can use it's going to be a something one.
Example 1. Temperatures are forecasted to hit 37 degrees today. It's going to be a hot one, folks. Example 2.
It's only 8 a.m. and I've got 100 emails already. It's going to be a long one today.
Example 3. I haven't studied at all for the exam. It's going to be a tough one.
Okay, so some great examples, and I think it's time for us to listen to this dialogue again. And now we can understand all these words and phrases that we've just talked about.
And now, let's go to Kenny Williams for today's weather forecast.
Thank you, Bill, and good morning, Salt Lake City.
What's the weather looking like today, Kenny?
Well, it's a bit of a mixed bag in Utah today. We've got heavy cloud cover here in northern Utah, and we're calling for scattered showers throughout the day, with a daytime high of 45 degrees. Now, if we move down to the south of the state, we can see that a cold front is moving in. We can expect clear skies, but it will be quite cold, with temperatures hovering around the 30-degree mark.
It's a chilly day, folks, so don't forget your coats. What about tomorrow, Kenny? Do you have good news for us?
Well, it'll be a rainy day for northern Utah. We can expect some isolated downpours in the morning. Winds will be coming in from the northeast, with gusts reaching 23 miles per hour. Salt Lake City can expect the rain to turn to sleet in the evening. Things are looking a bit better for the south. We'll see cloudy skies with a chance of showers. Later in the day, we can expect partly cloudy skies with a forecast high of 38 degrees.
You heard it, folks. It's going to be a cold one.
That's right, Bill. We'll have more later on today on the 6 o'clock news. That's the weather forecast for this morning.
Okay, so we know that in English-speaking countries, the weather is always a great subject of conversation for small talk, right?
Exactly. If you ever want to talk to somebody or start a conversation, the weather is always a number one topic.
Yep. And we actually have a phrase in this dialogue that'd be great for starting a conversation. Like, for example, imagine if you lived here in Utah and you were, wanting to start a conversation with someone, you could say, "It sure is a cold one today, isn't it?"
Exactly. That's a great way of starting a conversation, and English-speaking people love to talk about the weather, as you say.
That's right. So, guys, if you have any questions about weather vocabulary, or if you want to practice talking about the weather, come to our website at EnglishPod.com.
Right. Erica and I are always there to answer any questions or doubts you may have. And also, if you have any stories about crazy weather, maybe in the countries you're from, let us know.
So, thanks for downloading, you guys, and until next time, goodbye.
Bye. Hello, English learners. Welcome back to EnglishPod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we are going to be teaching you a very important technique, especially for the guys if you want to have good luck with the ladies, right?
Oh, Marco. Well, today's lesson is called That's Flattering.
Right. So we are going to be teaching you how to flatter someone.
Okay, so what does it mean to flatter someone?
Well, basically, you're going to be giving compliments and you're going to make that person feel good about themselves.
That's right. Okay, so flattering. Now, before we get on with this flattering lesson, we need to look at some vocabulary in Vocabulary Preview.
Vocabulary Preview.
All right, on Vocabulary Preview today, we have two small words. So The first one is bar exam.
The bar exam.
The bar exam.
So the bar exam is that formal test that lawyers must do to become official lawyers.
Right. So it's that final exam in order to finally become a lawyer. Mm-hmm. Okay. And what about our next word?
Well, we're also going to hear in the dialogue obnoxious.
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 Okay, so this is an adjective.
Yes, and it means something that is really, really annoying.
Okay, so something can be something can be obnoxious.
Or someone.
Or someone. Okay, very good. So now we have these two words that we're going to listen to in the dialogue. And now let's listen to two people as they flatter each other in our dialogue.
Valerie, hi. Wow, how have you been? It's been such a long time.
Darlene, indeed, it's been a while. How have you been? Wow, you look amazing. I love what you've done with your hair.
Really? Thanks. I went to that hair salon you told me about, but enough about me. Look at you. God, you haven't aged a day. What is your secret?
Come on. Well, I've been watching what I eat, and I work out 3 times a week. By the way, I heard your son recently graduated.
Yes, my little Paul is finally a doctor. They grow up so fast, you know.
He is such a handsome guy. He gets his looks from his mother, of course.
Thank you. What about your daughter, Pamela? I heard she passed the bar exam and married recently.
Oh, yes, she had a beautiful wedding in Cozumel, Mexico, and we all attended.
Such a lovely girl. I hope my Paul is lucky enough to find a girl like that someday.
But of course. Well, it's been great talking to you, but I have to get going.
Same here. We'll catch up soon, maybe over coffee.
That would be great. Give me a call.
See you soon. Bye. Ugh, I cannot stand that woman or her obnoxious daughter.
All right, so this is your typical, normal, everyday behavior that women show to each other, right?
Yeah, I think it's very common.
Yeah.
It's very hard to argue against this because I think everyone does it, or at least you've heard maybe your mother or somebody talk to her friends like this, right?
So pretend you like a person who you actually hate.
Right, you have to be courteous.
Is that what you're doing to me now?
All right, no, I'm not, but we can take a look at some of this great language, very rich language that we found in this dialogue in Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
All right, we're doing things a little bit different in this lesson. So we're going to do 2 fluency builders. And in the first one, we're going to focus on language you can use to flatter someone.
Right. So let's get started. In the very first part of the dialogue, we heard Valerie say, "I love what you've done with your hair."
I love what you've done with your hair.
I love what you've done with.
I love what you've done with.
Okay, so if somebody says this, basically they're saying,
I like the change you made.
okay, and change not only to your hair, right?
It could be anything. So I love what you've done with your new house.
Okay, or I can say, I love what you've done with your garden. It looks so beautiful.
So something that you've changed, you can use this phrase for.
Okay, and in this case, it's her hair, so she is complimenting her on her hair.
We also heard Darlene say, you haven't aged a day.
You haven't aged a day.
You haven't aged a day.
Okay, so now she is saying that she hasn't gotten any older.
That's right. To age is to get older.
Okay, so this is a very common way of telling somebody you look great.
That's right. You look young.
You look young, you look great. You haven't aged a day.
All right, so then they talk about their kids, and they're talking about the son, and Valerie says, he's such a handsome guy.
He is such a handsome guy.
He is such a handsome guy.
Okay, so this structure is important because now I can change the adjective, and I am saying he is very intelligent. He is such an intelligent guy.
That's right. Or even, this is such a good day.
All right, very good. So now why don't we combine the 2 phrases that we've just heard? I love what you've done with, and he is such a, and let's listen to some examples.
Example 1.
We love what you've done with this place. Such a beautiful room.
Example 2. I love what you've done with your hair. Such a nice colour on you. Example 3.
I love what you've done with this space. Such a wonderful garden.
Okay, I really like how those two phrases can fit together.
Yeah, they are very good, and now you can use them together or separately, like in the dialogue.
That's right. Now let's move to our final flattering phrase. Valerie says that Darlene's son gets his looks from his mother.
Right. She says he gets his looks from his mother, of course.
He gets his looks from.
Okay. So when she says he gets his looks from, she is saying his appearance.
His positive appearance, his good appearance.
Right, his good looks. Okay, so now we can change the noun and I can say he gets his intelligence from his father.
Right? Or even he gets his beautiful singing voice from his mother.
Okay, so now typically you would say his mother, his father, or maybe one of the grandparents, right?
Maybe, yeah.
But you wouldn't say he gets his good looks from his brother.
No. No.
Okay.
Mother, father, grandma, grandpa.
All right, so now that we've covered 4 great ways of flattering someone, let's listen to this dialogue again, but we're going to slow it down a little bit so you can pick up on these phrases.
Valerie, hi. Wow, how have you been? It's been such a long time.
Darlene, indeed, it's been a while. How have you been? Wow, you look amazing. I love what you've done with your hair.
Really? Thanks. I went to that hair salon you told me about, but enough about me. Look at you. God, you haven't aged a day. What is your secret?
Come on. Well, I've been watching what I eat, and I work out 3 times a week. By the way, I heard your son recently graduated.
Yes, my little Paul is finally a doctor. They grow up so fast, you know.
He is such a handsome guy. He gets his looks from his mother, of course.
Thank you. What about your daughter, Pamela? I heard she passed the bar exam and married recently.
Oh, yes, she had a beautiful wedding in Cozumel, Mexico, and we all attended.
Such a lovely girl. I hope my Paul is lucky enough to find a girl like that someday.
But of course. Well, it's been great talking to you, but I have to get going.
Same here. We'll catch up soon, maybe over coffee.
That would be great. Give me a call.
See you soon. Bye. Ugh, I cannot stand that woman or her obnoxious daughter.
Okay, so we see a lot of great flattering language in this dialogue, but we also have some really good language and phrases you can use in small talk in any situation.
Right, so maybe if you talk to a friend that you haven't seen in a while, we have some really great phrases for, as you say, small talk.
So let's look at those now in Fluency Builder, Part 2.
Fluency Builder.
Okay, so let's start with the first phrase. She says, Valerie, hi, wow, how are you? It's been such a long time.
It's been such a long time.
It's been such a long time.
So basically here she's saying we haven't seen each other in a long time.
Right, but it kind of gives you that idea that she regrets not talking to her for such a long time.
Yeah, she wishes she could have talked to her.
It's been such a long time, how are you?
So a wonderful way to start a conversation. So when they start talking about their kids, Valerie says, by the way, I heard your son recently graduated.
Right. By the way, I heard your son recently graduated.
So this phrase, by the way, I heard, blah, 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 is really, really useful.
Right. Let's take a look at the first part. By the way.
So this is a way to connect two different ideas or to start a new topic.
Exactly. And now when she says, I heard your son recently graduated.
So we use this phrase, I heard, when we've got information that we're not sure about.
Right? Or also you are demonstrating interest about a certain topic or a news event that you would like to know about.
Right. And so basically you're asking the other person, tell me about this.
Right. So I can say, hey, by the way, I heard you got married.
So I'd tell you all about my wedding.
Exactly. Okay, so this is a very common way of talking to someone or getting some more information from a person. So let's listen to some more examples of by the way.
Example 1. By the way, I heard you've recently been promoted. Example 2.
I heard your daughter just had a baby. Congratulations!
Example 3. Oh, I heard you just got back from holiday in France.
All right, now, since these two ladies don't like each other very much, they want to end the conversation, right?
Right, they want to end the conversation and, well, you want to end it in a polite way, right?
So they use a really great phrase here. They said, it's been great talking to you, but I have to get going.
Right, so it's like, well, it's been great talking to you, but I have to get going.
So it's been great talking to you. I've enjoyed talking to you.
Right. So this is a very polite, very subtle way of saying, hey, I have to go, or bye, I can't talk anymore.
Yeah, when you say that, you know that the conversation is ending.
Exactly. Now, she says, I have to get going. What does it mean, get going? That doesn't make much sense.
Basically, it just means leave.
Okay, I have to leave. I have to get going. You should get going. You're going to be late.
Exactly.
Okay.
Some really good small talk phrases that are useful in any situation. So why don't we hear them again one more time by listening to the dialogue?
Valerie, hi. Wow, how have you been? It's been such a long time.
Darlene, indeed, it's been a while. How have you been? Wow, you look amazing. I love what you've done with your hair.
Really? Thanks. I went to that hair salon you told me about, but enough about me. Look at you. God, you haven't aged a day. What is your secret?
Come on. Well, I've been watching what I eat, and I work out 3 times a week. By the way, I heard your son recently graduated.
Yes, my little Paul is finally a doctor. They grow up so fast, you know.
He is such a handsome guy. He gets his looks from his mother, of course.
Thank you. What about your daughter, Pamela? I heard she passed the bar exam and married recently.
Oh, yes. She had a beautiful wedding in Cozumel, Mexico, and we all attended.
Such a lovely girl. I hope my Paul is lucky enough to find a girl like that someday.
But of course. Well, it's been great talking to you, but I have to get going.
Same here. We'll catch up soon, maybe over coffee.
That would be great. Give me a call.
See you soon. Bye. Ugh, I cannot stand that woman or her obnoxious daughter.
All right, very good. So now you have a couple of phrases that you can use to flatter someone, be it your friend or somebody that you know or anyone. And, well, they are very, very useful, and if you use them correctly, of course.
Right, and these phrases sound really honest and really natural, very native-like.
Okay, so if you have any other questions or comments, or if you want to share some other phrases that you use to flatter people, come to our website at EnglishPod.com and leave them in our comments section.
So Marco and I have to get going, but we're looking forward to seeing you on the website. Thanks for listening, and until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, English learners. Welcome back to EnglishPod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we're going to go back to the movies, but this time we're going to do it a little bit different.
That's right. We're going to be listening as 2 movie critics offer their opinion on the latest release.
All right, so we're going to be learning how to criticize or give your opinions about something.
That's right. And here we're talking movies, but a lot of this language can be used to offer your criticism or ideas on literature or art or other artistic pursuits.
Okay, so before we listen to this dialogue for the first time, let's take a look at vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
Well, we're going to look at one word here that we will hear in the dialogue, and it is erudite.
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 Okay, so this word erudite, some people pronounce it erudite.
That's true. And basically, it's an adjective describing someone who has a lot of knowledge about a subject.
Okay, so an erudite in engineering.
Yes, or an erudite professor.
Okay, very good. So that's the word that we're going to preview today. And now let's listen to our dialogue and find out what movie they are criticizing.
Welcome back, movie lovers, to another premiere movie review. My name is Richard Clark, and I am joined today by the very erudite David Watson.
Thank you, Dick. Today, we're going to talk about the movie Lion King. Tell me, what is your impression of this film?
Well, I think this film is simply a fable, depicting man's eternal greed for power, and in my opinion, it's a very fine film. Even despite the accusations of plagiarism of traditional folk tales from other countries, the musical score was amazing. The animation was very well done, and the story was simply enchanting.
I think otherwise. Even though the animation was technically strong, and as you say, the score and songs performed by Elton John were great, the film lacks certain originality. It lacked heart, and I would dare to say it was too predictable.
Predictable? How? Come on, Dave. It's a G-rated movie. It's for the kids. It's not a thriller.
Well, that's just it. It did have some very dramatic and intense scenes. For example, when Mufasa dies, or the dark, grim portrayal of Scar. Even so, the film is linear. Mufasa dies, Simba runs away thinking it's his fault, falls in love and returns to retake what's rightfully his. It's just too cliche.
How can it be cliche? It's a fable. It's telling a time-honored story. The movie makes a point of how the hunger of power leads to corruption and teaches children of the value of respect, life, and love.
You have always been so soft, Dick.
Open your heart, Dave. Don't shut us out.
Anyway, that's all for today, folks. Join us next time as we talk about how to lose a guy in 10 days. I'm sure you'll love that one, Dick.
All right, so The Lion King, one of my all-time favorites.
A very good movie, and well, mixed feelings about it, right? Some people think it's good, other people think it's not that good.
I'm in the good camp, as you know. But anyway, there's tons of really useful and quite difficult language here. So why don't we look at that now in Language Takeaway?
Language takeaway.
All right, on Language Takeaway today, we have 5 words, and we can start with the first one.
So the first critic said that this was a movie depicting man's eternal greed for power.
Depicting.
To depict.
All right, so this word depict, it sounds a little bit strange, so before we explain it, let's take a look at some examples.
Example 1.
I don't really like the way that novel depicted the role of women in society. It was pretty sexist.
Example 2. The film depicts the realities of war very accurately. Example 3.
See, this image here is depicting some of the most well-known scenes from Australian history.
All right, so depicting. I can basically understand that this means to show something. Now we can notice that the word depict has this short little word picked in there that sounds like picture. And when we think about depicting, we're often thinking about in a picture or in a book or in a painting.
So in this case, the story is depicted in a movie, right?
That's right.
So you can see it. It's a picture, basically.
Exactly.
All right, very good. So to depict. Well, moving on, the critic also talked about the grim portrayal of the villain of the movie, Scar.
That's right. So grim portrayal.
A grim portrayal.
Okay, let's look at the word grim first. When something is grim, it's really unpleasant or uncomfortable or even shocking to think about.
Okay, so something that is grim. Now, what about portrayal?
Really close to depict. A portrayal is something that shows or describes something, especially like in a book or in a picture or in a play.
Okay, so a portrayal. I guess we can relate it again to a portrait.
That's right.
All right, so portrayal.
Now we can also use this as a verb, to portray. So this movie portrays man's eternal greed.
Okay, so we can use this as a noun or as a verb.
That's right.
So, moving on with our third word today, we have an enchanting movie.
That's right. The story was simply enchanting.
Okay, so if something is enchanting,
It's really attractive and beautiful and interesting, and it holds your attention.
okay, it holds your attention. So it's something very nice. Something that is enchanting has to be nice.
That's right. And it has this sense of magic around it.
Okay, very good. So an enchanting moment.
Or an enchanting woman.
Okay. And now, what about our next word? It's French actually, but we use it in English.
That's right. So the critic said that this story was cliché.
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 Okay, so we hear this all the time. What is a cliché?
Well, basically, a cliche is a phrase or an idea that is used so often that it loses its meaning or importance or interest.
Okay, so can you give us some examples of a cliche moment or maybe a phrase that's cliche?
Okay, well, how about this one? When you're breaking up with your boyfriend and you say, honey, it's not you, it's me.
Okay, that's cliche. It's typical.
Yep. Or maybe a cliche portrayal of a French man would be a guy riding a bike with a baguette, smoking a cigarette, and with a beret on his head.
Okay, that's a cliche portrayal. Very good.
Yep.
So it's common. It's even to a certain point a little bit stereotypical.
That's right.
All right. And what about our last word?
Well, they describe this story as a fable.
Fable.
A fable.
Okay, so when we were small, we all read fables.
That's right. They are stories about animals that are used to teach people a lesson.
Okay, so a fable teaches you a lesson. I think the most famous one is the one of the tortoise and the hare, right?
Yeah, and another good one would be the Three Little Pigs.
Okay, that's also a fable.
Yep.
Okay, so we've looked at these 5 great words, and now it's time for us to move on to putting it together.
Putting it together.
Okay, here we're going to look at some phrases that you can use in a bunch of different ways to help you criticize or give your opinion about a piece of art, like a movie or a book or whatever.
Okay, so let's start right away with our first word. So the film critic asked, what is your impression of this film?
What's your impression of?
What's your impression of something, right?
That's right.
All right, so before we get into explaining impression, let's listen to some more examples.
Example 1. I don't know where, but I have the impression that we have met before. Example 2.
I get the impression that he's a very organised person.
Example 3.
Somehow, Jim got the impression that I was gay. Did you tell him that?
Okay, so I can see that this means basically, what's your opinion or how do you feel about something?
Okay, so you can have an impression of something or of someone.
Yep.
All right. And what about the next word?
Well, the critic Richard Clark said that it was a really enjoyable film, even despite the accusations of plagiarism.
Okay, so now we have an interesting phrase here. The accusations of plagiarism.
Accusations of plagiarism.
Okay, so accusations is a noun, right?
Right, it's the action of accusing.
Okay, of blaming somebody.
Yeah.
All right, and what about plagiarism?
This is an academic term. If you plagiarize, you copy someone's work and take credit for it.
Okay, so if I copy somebody's book and I say I wrote it, then that's plagiarism.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
All
So,
right.
accusations of plagiarism. Now, we can use this phrase, accusations of something, in a bunch of different ways. So, Marco, let's have an example.
All right, so for example, we can say he was cleared of all accusations of tax evasion.
Okay. He denied accusations of cheating on his wife.
All right, very good. So, accusations. And now, moving on to the final part of putting it together, we have this word lacks.
The film lacks a certain originality.
Okay, so the film lacks a certain originality. What does he mean by that?
It doesn't have enough of.
Okay, so if you are lacking something, you don't have enough of it.
Or you don't have it at all.
All right. So can you give us some more examples of how we can use lack?
Okay, the same way it's used in the dialogue, our team lacks the appropriate talent to complete this project.
Okay, or I can say our school lacks infrastructure for so many students.
Or we can also say infrastructure is lacking at our school.
Okay, so you can use it in those two ways, right? You can use it as a gerund or as a verb.
That's right. Okay, lots of great language here, and why don't we hear it one more time in context with the dialogue.
Welcome back, movie lovers, to another premiere movie review. My name is Richard Clark, and I am joined today by the very erudite David Watson.
Thank you, Dick. Today, we're going to talk about the movie Lion King. Tell me, what is your impression of this film?
Well, I think this film is simply a fable, depicting man's eternal greed for power, and in my opinion, it's a very fine film. Even despite the accusations of plagiarism of traditional folktales from other countries, the musical score was amazing. The animation was very well done, and the story was simply enchanting.
I think otherwise. Even though the animation was technically strong, and as you say, the score and songs performed by Elton John were great, the film lacks certain originality. It lacked heart, and I would dare to say it was too predictable.
Predictable? How? Come on, Dave. It's a G-rated movie. It's for the kids. It's not a thriller.
Well, that's just it. It did have some very dramatic and intense scenes. For example, when Mufasa dies, or the dark, grim portrayal of Scar. Even so, the film is linear. Mufasa dies, Simba runs away thinking it's his fault, falls in love and returns to retake what's rightfully his. It's just too cliche.
How can it be cliche? It's a fable. It's telling a time-honored story. The movie makes a point of how the hunger of power leads to corruption and teaches children of the value of respect, life, and love.
You have always been so soft, Dick.
Open your heart, Dave. Don't shut us out.
Anyway, that's all for today, folks. Join us next time as we talk about how to lose a guy in 10 days. I'm sure you'll love that one, Dick.
All right, so a good movie. What do you think about The Lion King? What do you think about his critique?
Well, I am with Dick on this one. I think that this is a great film. It was one of my favorites, and I've seen it about 5 billion times.
Really?
Yep.
You really liked it?
But I'm not interested in my opinion. I want to hear criticisms and film criticisms from our users.
Right, so come to our website at EnglishPod.com where you can leave your questions, your comments, and also any criticisms on this particular movie or maybe the other one that we mentioned, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Personally, not so fond of that one, but looking forward to hearing from our users.
All right, or maybe any other movies you might like. So come to the website, and until next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.